like word for word. And um, um, and then just like redid it with AI. Um, anyway, let's do this. Let's do this. Hell, I'm here for my Latina wife. Yo, if you're here for your Latina wife, go buy your book, How to Find Your Latina Wife. If you're interested in your Latina wife. But if you have any specific questions on how to find your Latina wife, I got 35 minutes. I got 35 minutes into my next meeting. You know. So let me know. Let me know what questions y'all have. How's Brazil? What about Brazil? Sorry, I'm a little flustered right now. What about Brazil? Brazil's dope, man. I think everybody should visit Rio de Janeiro at least once in their life. I have a few cities in this world that everyone should visit at least once in their life. Like take out a pen and write these cities down. Also, write down the fucking link to this shit so that I can, you know, so you can buy the book. But the cities that you should visit that I've been to, that I think everyone should visit at least once in their life, it's New York, Paris, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and Tokyo. Those are the four cities that I've been to that I can say you have missed out in your life if you have not been to one of those four cities. Everywhere else either sucks or is another version of those cities. There's a good argument to be made for Los Angeles, but I don't think Los Angeles hits you the way that like Tokyo hits you or that Rio hits you. Like Los Angeles is more of a place that like you know you're like living in. You know what I mean? In order to feel Los Angeles, you need to live in Los Angeles. You land in Tokyo within like 10 minutes. You're like, what what? How many countries have you been to? Do you actually visit these countries or do you do a lot of research? I find these questions funny, man. I honestly find it kind of funny. Like, first of all, you can see my TikTok. Like a lot of people have criticisms of my TikTok and have seen like 3 videos. And I guess from like a creator standpoint, it's hard to understand, but like we try stuff out, we do different things, right? But like a lot of times people ask me for shit, and I'll be like, I've made 30 videos like that. And I guess like you just don't see it. But like so to answer your question, I have so many videos of me in different cities. I literally have a video of me walking through Asuncion 2 days ago on Sunday. I have that video. I had a video of me in Egypt. I had a video of me in South Korea recently. I had a video of me in Laos recently. I had a video of me in Vietnam recently. I had a video of me in the Philippines recently. I had all these videos. And then people still come up to me and ask me, "Hey, do you actually visit these countries?" And I'm like like at this point, I don't know what I can do. At this point, I legitimately do not know what I can do to like convince you guys that I actually travel. Like here, you know what? How about this? I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'm trying to find my passport, but my wife My wife always takes my shit and moves it around. But I don't know. Maybe you guys need a video of me just showing you my passport. Like, would that answer the question of if I've traveled or not? If I make a video where I just show you my passport and just pin it, all the stamps, or will you say the stamps are fake? The stamps are fake. All these people are joining and leaving. I don't know why so many people are joining and leaving. I don't know. But I said I'll be doing a live every day until the end of the month. It seems like people aren't really interested in this live today, which is nice because I'm not going to feel bad leaving early. But if you guys have any questions, like this is the time to be asking questions. Anyway, do you guys have any questions? Any travel questions? Travel questions that people have, things they want to ask, places to go, people to see, places you've always wanted to be. No? Hi, man. Kamari's saying hi. You know, I'm going to say. So today, like I found out that a person literally just took one of my videos and copied it using AI and like made it into an ad for their company. That's what I found out today. So one of my buddies was just like, they probably pissed at you for all the anti-India videos you've made, and so an Indian probably did it. And I'm not against that as an explanation. Anthony Bourdain sucks, man. Yeah, dude, he does. I mean, like there was a time in my life where I liked Anthony Bourdain. Like there was a time, but like I think Anthony Bourdain is traveling for like 19-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like pretentious dudes who like think the world is a lot more of a thing than it is, if that makes sense. Like once you kind of start traveling, to have like an Anthony Bourdain type attitude to me seems kind of toxic. And also, like I don't know, like this will probably come around to bite me, but I just can't understand someone committing suicide over a girl when they have a daughter. You know what I mean? I used one of my videos. Is that okay? What did you use one of my videos for, Kamari Foster? Yeah, he was pretentious in all his fan bases. Yeah, they're 100% pretentious. I mean, the thing that set me off is that he is his criticism of Guy Fieri. That's what really pissed me off about it. That's what really like made me hate Anthony Bourdain, because if you really cared about the shit that Anthony Bourdain pretends to care about, like within the United States, Guy Fieri is that. You know what I mean? Like the Cambodian hole in the wall pho place that you go to. The American version of that is Guy Fieri. That's what Guy Fieri is. Is Anthony the types of restaurants that Anthony Bourdain pretends to like in other countries, in America is Guy Fieri. And so if you don't like Guy Fieri, it says to me that you're not really about the things that you're about. You are just about the pretension of saying, "Oh no, I don't like nice restaurants. I like a hole in the wall place. That's more authentic." But like you don't want authentic American. Like that's what annoys me about it. Intellectualism. Kamari Foster, what did you use one of my videos for? Are you the bumpy people that use my video? But Meta knows exactly the buttons to pull to get me talking in like an interesting way. I appreciate that. What's the topic? The topic is whatever you guys want to talk about. I have a consulting call in 25 minutes, so I have to jump. But I promise I'll be doing a live a day until the end of December. I'm probably just going to be doing a live a day every day. We're probably just going to be having a Paul Lashinsky Passport Bro show every day at this time. But his liberal fans saw me Vietnamese cuisine and Obama lost his mind. That is the peak of Obama years, I think, was Obama and Anthony Bourdain eating Vietnamese food. If you wanted to describe the left in the year 2010 to people, that's what it is. No, I mean, Kamari, like, what do you mean? Like, how did you use the video? Like, did you retweet it, or like did you like repost it, or did you like copy it and like post it on your own channel? Lots of people really fake all about their actions. Yeah, dude, it's oh my god, I want this book. Yo, Bob, if you want the book, guess what? You can get the book. Link in the bio. How to Find Your Latina Wife. But I'm just doing this. I honestly, like, we're thinking, because me and my wife are constantly talking about like how to turn this into a thing that I'm not just making money off of, but I can make a steady, predictable income off of for when we have a kid. And like selling books might be it, but we're thinking like a live show could be it. And like, so we're not sure. You added it to a Passport Bro video I made. Oh, like you made a so Kamari, like you made a Passport Bro video and you like clipped something that I did and you put it in there, or did you like use my words in like your own video? Because if you clip me and put it in your own video, I mean, ideally I'd like you'd be tagging me, but I'm honestly at a point right now where like it doesn't really matter that much if people tag me or not. But if you just copied it word for word without any accreditation, like that would be a little bit of a problem. But I'm guessing you're not doing it really for like commercial. I don't know how many followers do you have. You have 500 followers. Yeah, I mean, if you did that, if you did that, like I'm opposed to it, but I'm not like pissed. Like this is a company putting like the reason why I'm pissed about the company is because the company should have paid me to make a video for them. You know what I mean? Like instead of using my video, they should have paid me, the author of the video, to make it. But instead, they just stole it word for word. That's the problem that I have with it. That's taking money out of my that should be going in my mouth or in my pocket. I guess I don't really eat money. But like for you, if you have 500 followers and you're trying to grow your account, like once you get more followers, you shouldn't be doing that. But for now, I'm not gonna be too mad. Yeah, just use a video. That's all. That's good, dude. Where's the wife? Is she in any videos? My wife doesn't go in any of my videos. The reason why is because I have like I don't know if you guys have ever checked out my comments, but my comments are like, you know, like a World War One battlefield. Do you know what I mean? Like not all of them, but a lot of them are. And so like like opposites attract. Like I have incredibly thick skin. I don't give a shit what anybody says about me, but my wife is very sensitive. So like I just know that if I start posting videos of her, people are going to start commenting the most heinous things about her, and like she's going to want to check that out, and like she's going to really affect her and like really hurt her feelings, and I don't want to put her through that. So that's why the wife is not in any videos. Sometimes I'll put her in a little bit, and it's funny because like the people who are asking me for the videos, like there are actually Easter eggs of my wife in some of my videos. If you went through all my videos and studied them, you would actually see my wife a little bit, but generally speaking, no, I don't put her in my videos. She's from San Jose. Let's go see that. San Jose, Brazil. San Jose. Uh, Dude, that's the thing, man. Like people, like I'm not a like. Okay, this is something that pisses me off. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at her. When somebody's like, "Yo, I'm from San Jose," and then you Google it, and it's like Sao Paulo. It's like you're not okay. Don't tell me you're from San Jose. Tell me you're from Sao Paulo. It's like if someone's from like Sao Gonçalo, and they're like, "Oh, I'm from Sao Gonçalo." Where's that? It's like, no, you're from Rio de Janeiro. Just tell me Rio de Janeiro. Don't do this whole thing with me. I laughed for 45 minutes when someone commented how Mozart killed him. That was hilarious, man. That was so funny. Like I I had no idea how to respond to that, to be honest. I was just like, hey man, the video you made about India was dumb. Dude, I love how much Poppy just jumps in these videos. I think I think, I think Poppy might be my biggest fan, bro. Poppy has come into more of my lives than anybody. You guys should have the commitment to me that Poppy does. No, it's 100% true. Speaking of the wife, are we expected to financially support her parents and siblings? No, not really. I mean, I do help out with them from time to time. Um, we probably give them like $100 or something a month, to help out with them. I wouldn't consider that financially supporting though. I don't really care about seeing people's spouse. I don't want people to live their best lives. Thanks, man. That AI commercial looked real. It did though. That company's trolling you. Like you think on purpose? You think they're like purposely trolling me? Um, how long married? We got married in July, so like 5 months now. But the past 5 months have honestly been kind of intense because we've been traveling through Asia and like being literally only with your wife for 5 months. It's a lot. I'll tell you that it's a lot. We got into some pretty big arguments over that time, but I love her to death. She's the best. But yeah, don't spend 5 months with only your wife after getting married. I do not recommend that. Um, Yo, Poppy, yeah, Poppy, if you wanna argue India with me, man, like you're free to request request to be a guest, and like I'll argue with you, bro. I mean, can we understand you through your like Indian accent? Is that possible? Ever been to Bolivia? No, I haven't. I actually really want to go to Bolivia soon. We're right now we're planning on when I'm going to go to Bolivia. I'm hoping it'll be late January. I really want to go to Bolivia. I'm trying to convince my wife for us to move to Bolivia. Like that's my project right now is convincing my wife for us to move to Bolivia. So I'll let you guys know. Poppy, I'll redeem your gift card if you get on the audio. Hey, Paulito, how's it going, man? What do you think about Chileans? I think Chileans. The funny thing about Chileans for me is that if you think about the stereotype of Argentinians, they're a group. Chileans are a group of people that really wish that stereotype was about them. You know what I mean? Like Chileans have this chip on their shoulder that they're not known as the incredibly racist, white supremacist country in South America. Like it's kind of funny, but basically they're way more racist than Argentinians are. Really recommend Santa Cruz. Yeah, dude, I really want to go, man. Haha, I don't have an accent, bro. Bro, like jump on, bro. Jump on. If you don't have an accent, let's argue India. I got 15 minutes, bro. Are you gonna have the balls to jump on, man, or not? Because you keep on coming up here, you keep on trolling, bro. We're all begging you. Come on, man. Educate me about how nice Goa is. Educate me about Goa, bro. I really want to turn my channel into an anti-India channel, but I'm afraid I'll be like stopped by TikTok. Dude, you do not want to go to Australia. I haven't been, but you do not want to move to Australia. Anywhere in the Anglosphere, you do not want to live right now. They all have the same bullshit in the Anglosphere. So I saw somebody on Instagram do this game where he did a street view. He did a challenge to do a street view in India and to see if he could not see trash on the street in the street view. Poppy, you're still here? Let's do this together. I don't know if Poppy's still here. Just because like all of the stuff that you complain about in America exists in all those other countries. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're like, hey man, I don't want to live in America because of X, Y, and Z. It's like all of those problems exist in other countries. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip the camera. All right, you guys can see this. All right, all right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a challenge. It's called go to India and see if you can do a street view where there's no trash on the street. Okay, let's do this. This is just a random place. Trash, 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 trash. There's trash on the street here. Let's see, because Poppy keeps on telling me how awesome Goa is, how Goa is really Christian and really amazing. So let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, these are all random places. I do not know Goa enough to be doing this. Oh shit! Nope, trash right over here. We got trash on the street. We got trash on the street, and oh, there's trash over here too. Did Poppy leave? I think Poppy left. Should we try one more? Meta, you're still here though, right? This is actually hilarious. I find this really funny. Trash over here. A whole bunch of trash over here. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of trash. Yeah, so it doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem possible to go to India and not see trash on the street because everyone tells me how Goa is the nicest part of India. And like we just went around Goa and all we did was see trash. So how to find your Latina wife. Anyway, all dirt roads. Can you look at Gold Coast for me? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, there are like there are nice. Okay, I guess here's my question. What is the reason for you to want to leave wherever you are? Where are you right now, and why are you leaving? I guess is my question. Like, why are you trying to leave where your country is for Australia? Like Australia has way more feature continuous and monotonous actions without clear objectives of sustaining. Canada, it's a brutal place right now. But like, what's so brutal about Canada? Like, is it the mass migration? Because they have just as much of mass migration in Australia as Canada, if not more, mass migration in Canada in Australia as in Canada. So if that's where you're leaving, there's no reason to be going to Australia. because they have just as much of it. Like, why not go to Latin America? Why not go to Argentina or Brazil or Brazil? Go to Brazil. Yeah, dude, go to Colombia. Like, the weather is great in Colombia, bro. They have really good weather in Colombia. Highly recommend the weather in Colombia, man. There's no reason to go to Australia. It's also really expensive. All right. So we got 10 people here. Usually I'm used to having a bigger audience, but you know. Can somebody buy the book? Oh, so I did a challenge today. I'm doing a little bit of a raffle. And here's the raffle. If you buy the book, right? And what you need to do is go leave a review. Meta, I'm gonna just put you in this raffle anyway. But if you buy the book, forward me the email with your confirmation, include a keyword in that email, and then write a review on Amazon with that keyword in it. Right? That way I know you actually bought the book because Amazon will say that this person bought the book, right? And if you do that, well, I'm offering two things. The first one is I will sit down with you and I will plan your perfect vacation for you. Your perfect trip. We'll sit down, a week-long trip, 2-week-long trip, however you're looking to go, we're going to plan it out. If I haven't been there, I'm going to find experts who have, and we're going to get the information, and we're going to get you the best trip of your life. That's option one. Option two, if you are in the place that I am, right? Like if you want to go to like Argentina when I'm there, I'll show you around. I'll show you around Argentina. I'll show you around Argentina. I'll show you around Poland when I'm there. I'll show you around Bolivia, even though I don't really know Bolivia that much. You know, we'll explore together. I'll show you around. Those are the two options. You get to choose either of them or both together if you want. But anyway, so if you buy the book, do that, and then I'll like put you in the raffle, and like if we decide, and then if you're the person, you can get that prize. Wait, so Poppy Millsum, are you back, bro? Is Poppy back? I saw that Poppy's back. Yo, if Poppy, if you're back, we just did a game called like I don't know what the name of the game is, but like, is there no trash in India? And sadly, I did Street View of a bunch of places in India, and there was trash all over. So you told me that Goa is nice, man. You told me that Goa is the place that I should go. That I should go to Goa, but you know it's not. It doesn't seem like it's it, bro. Seems like you're lying to me. Seems like you're lying to me about how nice India is, which is kind of what everybody does about India. What about IIOLLO? What is the best longest vacation I can get for like $1,000? See, that's the question I like being asked. That's a good question. Shout out Dre. Let's do this, Dre. I'm going to Google Flights right now. Where are you? Where are you right now? I'm just gonna put Montreal. I'm assuming you're French Canadian, Trey. If you're not French Canadian, I apologize. So let's say you're going for like a week, March 8th to the 14th. NWT. I don't know what NWT means. Northwest Territories. You're in the Northwest Territories? What's the nearest airport to you? How about this? Give me that information. we're kind of walking around here. If you live in the Northwest Territories, it's gonna cost you like $1,000 just to Yellowknife, dude. Dude, this is not looking good for you right now, bro. But anyway, so here's what I'm doing. I'm going into Google Flights and I'm going to the Explore feature, and that's giving me a bunch of different options. So you could go. So here's your problem, bro. Like your flight itself is going to cost you $1,000. Like your flight is $1,000. But if you're trying to go to somewhere, so you're probably looking somewhere like Mexico. Oh, do you know what you might want to do, man? You want to go to. I haven't been there, so take this with a grain of salt. But you want to go to San Salvador. What? San Salvador. Yeah, but his limit is $1,000. How much does the group trip cost? Anyway, you're probably looking. Yeah, you're right. Guatemala is probably better. But here's the thing: San Salvador is a lot cheaper. Is a lot safer now. But Guatemala, you're looking at about $1,000 for that trip. My wife's mad at me. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Mm. So I here's the thing, man. If you can swing it, so your plane ticket to Cartagena is going to be about $1,000. But your plane ticket anywhere is going to be $1,000. You know what I mean? Like that's just the situation you're in flying out of Yellowknife. You know what I mean? That's just where we're at right now. But if you're flying out of Yellowknife and you're looking to go to Cartagena, Colombian Odyssey over here, DM him. He's planning a group trip, and you could do 1,250 for 6 days. So you're looking at about $2,000. Yeah, I'll do Boston in a second, but I'm just trying to wrap a bow on this. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like Boston, Boston. Like if you like BMC Wookie. First of all, you should be buying my book. But second of all, BMC Wookie, you should definitely be going on the group trip. Because here's the thing, I just looked up your website. I just looked it up. A flight from Boston to Cartagena right now is 3 million guaraníes. So that's 450. You're looking at 450 for flights, and he's saying it's 1,250 for 6 days. 1,250 for 6 days, and that's an all-inclusive trip for you, man. That's all everything's included. And it's gonna be the best time of your life. He has a yacht, he has everything. Like if you're gonna be spending $1,500 anyway, why not spend it with a dude who's been living in Cartagena for 5 months? They can get you everything. Where to find a wife for sure in Latin America. I mean, bro, I literally wrote a book about it. Like it's not just about the location, it's about your attitude. It's about filtering. It's about all these other things. So if you are looking for a Latina wife in Latin America, you need to buy the book. That's what you need to do. What's the dates? What's the dates of the trip, bro? Anyway, I do have to hang up. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. Just because so many people flake, I'm gonna jump on here. But just in case he flakes, I'm gonna keep on doing this. I'm gonna stay here just in case he flakes. If he flakes, I keep the money though. Like that's if you guys pay for a consult and you flake and you don't go and you don't show up, like I put aside the time. You know what I mean? Tijuana is not better than Colombia, bro. That's not true. Tijuana is worse than Colombia. But yeah, so BMC Wookie and anyone else who's interested in a group trip, we're basically if you're flying from anywhere in the United States, this group trip is going to cost you for 6 days. It's going to cost you about $1,500 total. These are flights $400, the trip's $1,200, so you're looking at $600. $600 total group trip. Yachts, four wheelers. Give him a second. Yachts, four wheelers, all of it. It's not bad. What do people want to know about Brazil? I'll snitch. I've been like talking about Brazil for months, man. I don't know what to say. Um I don't know what people want. I mean, if this guy doesn't want to show up, um and my buddy just told me that he saw the ad. Anyway, I can tell you all about Paraiba. Do you recommend Curitiba? I don't understand. Uh, I don't understand going to Curitiba, to be honest. Like I don't understand going to Sao Paulo. I understand going to Sao Paulo if you're Brazilian. That makes sense to me. If you're Brazilian and you want to go to Sao Paulo, I get it. But if you're an American, I don't get going to Sao Paulo because Sao Paulo is really just a worse version of New York City. Like that's what Sao Paulo is. And if you're in America, you already have New York City. I feel like if you're an American and you're going to Brazil, you should be going to the beach. That's just a fact. You can argue about which beach, or maybe like the Amazon, maybe the jungle. If you want to see the jungle, you can go to the jungle. But you should not be going to like a city. Right now, it's 10% off. Also, 10% off. Is Thailand better than Colombia? No, it's not. The problem with Thailand, man, is that in Thailand there's such a gulf, there's such a gap between the locals and the tourists that it's really difficult for you to ever bridge that gap and be like accepted. You know what I mean? Like you can't really do that. They're not going to accept you. I have a friend who's been living there for 6 years and still is not like all of his friends are gringos. His wife is his fiance is Thai, but like the entire like social circle is gringos. And they just don't let you in. You know what I mean? Like they view themselves like we're the Thai, you're the foreigners, get out. Latin America is much more accepting of foreigners than Thailand is. How was Mongolia? Dude, Mongolia was the shit, man. Mongolia is everything that I wanted it to be and more. I love Mongolia. Mongolia also had some of the best food that I've ever had in any country by far. Like we literally had spent 3 weeks in Korea. We went to Mongolia and like it was so cold outside, and I hadn't experienced real cold in a while. So I was like, I'm gonna find the closest open restaurant to us. I'm gonna buy food there. And it just happened that all they had was Korean fried chicken. So I bought Korean fried chicken and I got home and I was like, yeah, sorry, honey, it's just Korean fried chicken. And then we tried it, and it was the best Korean fried chicken that we have had, better than Korea. And the beautiful thing about Mongolia is that all of their food is like locally sourced. So like, it's all natural. Like the chicken was spending its life outside. You know what I mean? Doing chicken things. It wasn't like, you know, anyway. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's 6 p.m. Eastern time right now. I'm not taking crazy pills, right? That's the time that it is as of now. Um, anyway, give me a second. I'm gonna close some windows. I'm happy about how many YouTube views we're getting nowadays. Yeah, Thailand is a lot of pay for play. Also, 19 years married to a Latina Apache Indian woman, angry and crazy. She's Apache Indian. Okay, Banjo Sparkles. Critical question: does she live in the United States, or does she live, like, was she born and raised in the United States, or was she born and raised abroad? Yes, she's not a Latina, bro. Like Latinas who are born and raised in America have all of the negative characteristics of a like of a Latina and all of the negative characteristics of an American. They're literally the worst of both worlds. Like, yeah, they have the body, but like they have the super feminist left wing mentality of American girls, and they have the craziness of Latinas. It's like, why would you date that? Like I'd much rather date a girl named Becky than date, you know, a American Latina. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Because at least she's docile. You know what I mean? Do you count Puerto Ricans as American Latinas? That's actually an interesting question and something that Latinos debate pretty rigorously, whether or not Puerto Ricans are considered Latinos or not. Um, Me personally, not really. Part of it is because so many Puerto Ricans in America are just so whiny. You know what I mean? Like they have that whiny liberal in energy. And I think that's because I think that's the reason why it is a funny thing. Like I think that like Americans kind of have this attitude towards Latinos that comes from us only seeing people like Alexandra Ocasio Cortez and like all these other people. And we have this feeling that Latinos are like these whiny leftists, constantly, being like, my people, that type of shit. And like that's actually not true. Like Latinos are fucking based. Like my wife is so fucking my wife is way more based than I am. Let's just say that. My wife has done some shit that like I felt embarrassed about. And she was just like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So like, you know, Latinos are based, is what I'm saying, and like but Puerto Ricans in America are kind of like cocky liberals, and so it's kind of hard to like put them in that Latino category because they don't have that Latino swagger to them. You know what I mean? They just don't have that like I don't give a shit attitude that a lot of Latinos have. So that's kind of that's kind of my 2 cents on that. But you know, yeah, dating a Puerto Rican girl was very liberal. Yeah, dude, that's the thing, man. Like, give me an example. My Argentinian wife has few spicy takes. Dude, your Argentinian yo, John, so John, we're actually we might be going to Cordoba in January. So I originally told you we're planning on going to Cordoba in February, but some plans have changed, and we might be going to Cordoba in January. By the way, like I looked up prices in Cordoba, and it's not that bad. I don't know, but it didn't seem that bad. But anyway, I want to put my Venezuelan wife in a room with your Argentinian wife and see whose takes are spicier. You know what I mean? That'd be funny. That'd be really funny. Um, Johnny's like, give me an example of. Yeah, okay. I mean, so I'm gonna give this example because it wasn't malicious. It was just like her not knowing is a thing that you shouldn't do. But we were in the Philippines, and there was this Chinese couple sitting next to us. Like there's kind of like a mini wall between us. It was like a wall, but a wall that you can like see over. You know what I mean? Like one of those like walls that they're like this high and like a bar here. You know, this type of walls. And she saw the Chinese couple, and she hasn't really seen Chinese people before because she's Latina, right? And she was just like, "Oh my god, their eyes, their eyes are like this." And I was just like, "Yo, you can't be doing that. you can't, you can't be doing that in public." You know what I mean? She didn't give a fuck. She didn't care. But like that's one of those things that like when you're raised in America, you just like it's one of those things that's not actually like harmful to another person in terms of racism, but it's just like uncouth to do in polite society. And in a way, we view that in America as worse than actual racism. You know what I mean? Like we view hurting someone's feelings as worse than actual discrimination that hurts people. So that's why we recoil so much at that, I think. But um, they 100% say the obvious part out loud. See themselves as oppressed. That's the thing. So must do made this point. They see themselves as oppressed. I would add one more thing to it, which is that like people who are actually oppressed usually have better shit to do than to be talking about how they're oppressed. You know what I mean? Like they're not. It's only rich people that talk about how oppressed they are. Poor people are too busy being poor, being broke to talk about how oppressed they are. And that's the thing about Puerto Rico is they have just enough Latin identity to talk about being oppressed constantly, and just enough white identity to be, or they have just enough Latino identity to have the basis to talk about being oppressed, and they're just white enough to be able to have the motivation to talk about it. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. Yeah, dude, 100%. We're gonna find Australian women. Like, do you like Australian women, Dre? Is that why you want to go to Australia? You realize that Australian women are basically like like the same as every other woman. They just have an accent. You realize that, right? They're the same as Canadian women. They just have an accent. Cordova is wife's maiden name. We're going to Cordoba, but that is pretty cool. Dre in Africa. Yeah. Half black, half Latin. I actually you do know they're black Puerto Ricans. I don't know, man. Like I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even what do you mean by that? Is my question. Someone on my YouTube said that you do know there are black Puerto Ricans. I don't know what he means by that. The no shot, Lamo. Let's try. Like the funny thing about like traveling, I think, is that like I'm not even gonna like open that hornet's nest. I just feel like there are a lot of I feel like 90% of the passport bro community of the digital nomad community is pretty based. You know what I mean? It's pretty fucking dope. But then we have some, got some whiners in here. Anyway, we're the white Mexicans. Um, a lot of places. I think I made a video about this, didn't I? Did I make a video about the white Mexicans? I think I did. There's a video about the white Mexicans, and you can go view that. I also made a video about where to find white people in general in Latin America, and you can go on that video also. I broke it all down. Um, yeah, dude. I just don't have it top of my head. Jalisco is definitely the top of the list. Um, need a German origin Argentinian. I do find that funny because like Argentina gets all of the flack for like the post World War II Germans, but like all of the other Latin American countries did it too. You know what I mean? Like like Mengele lived in Brazil. You know what I mean? Like that's where Mengele died. Mengele died in Brazil. So it's just the funny thing is because Eichmann was found in Argentina, and that's why the stereotype is there. But if you think about it, like the Argentinians turned Eichmann in. So you basically have the situation where the Argentinians turned Eichmann in, and then because of that, they have this reputation as being Nazis. And they're like, wait a second, we turned the Nazi in. Why are you calling us Nazis? We brought the Nazi to justice. But I just find it funny. What do you think about Italian girls? Yeah, I like Italian girls. My wife is half Italian. Um, they have tempers, but they can cook. I mentioned this in the book over here in chapter 2 in my pizza bagels section. Because I don't know if you guys know about a phenomenon called pizza bagels, but there's something called pizza bagels, which is when a Jewish boy marries an Italian woman and has kids. It doesn't really happen that much anymore. Jewish kids nowadays, Jewish men are really into Asians nowadays. But when I was growing up, like 3/4 of my Jewish friends, and I had a lot of Jewish friends because I was from New York, but 3/4 of my Jewish friends were like, 3/4 of my Jewish friends were like pizza bagels, which means that their father was Jewish and their mother was Italian. And the reason for this is because Italian women, it's a very similar dynamic to gringos and Latinas. That's why I brought up the example in the book. Again, buy the book, link in bio. And like the point I'm making is that it's like the thing that Jewish boys like about Italian women is that Jewish women are not really known for their cooking or their sexual ability, and Italian women are like are the best at both. I wouldn't say that they're best at each of them, but if there was a category called cooking and fucking, Italian women would if there was like a competition in the Olympics for that, Italian women would win every year. Like there are nationalities that have them a little bit when it comes to cooking, like Mexican women, Chinese women can probably. I'm not saying that they can outcook an Italian woman. I'm just saying that like I'll say this with a Mexican and a Chinese woman, it's like any given Sunday. Some Sundays the Italian woman's winning. Some Sundays the Mexican woman's cooking is winning, right? And same thing when it comes to sleeping with you. Like there's some days when the Colombian woman is beating an Italian woman. There's some days where the Brazilian woman is beating an Italian woman. But the Colombian woman and the Brazilian woman are never beating her in the kitchen. And the Chinese woman is never beating her in the bedroom. And I would argue neither is the Mexican woman. So that's the thing about Italian women, is that Italian women can do both of them the best. You know what I mean? They're not the best at both, but the combination of them, they're the best. So there's a lot of good reasons to like Italian women, but just like Latinas, they have, you know, they have a lot of, issues. Let them cook. Thanks, man. By the way, this is all the book, in case you're wondering. Like, if you like these rants, I'm gonna do a little bit of a book promo. If you like these rants that I'm doing right now, like why wouldn't you buy the book? The book is all these rants. It's not even. I honestly don't even have that much of like actual information in there. It's all just rants. Yeah, it's also because of the percent of white people there. But Chile has just as many white people as Argentina does. There are a lot of Italians in Venezuela. Yeah, there are. Didn't Israel find Eichmann? Yeah, Israel did find Eichmann, but like, how did they find Eichmann? You know what I mean? Like, they found Eichmann because the Argentinians tipped them off. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like this was 1976. They couldn't tap his phones or anything. You know what I mean? Like, do some NSA type stuff. They had to rely on intelligence, and the people giving intelligence would have been Argentinians. Hey, Paulie, longtime follower of the channel, man. Excellent videos. Cheers. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. If you guys are longtime followers, I don't mean to emotionally twist the knife, but if you're a longtime follower and you love the content, do you know what you would really love? Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess what someone would really love if they love the channel, they love the content? Can you guess what they would really love? You guessed correct. You will really love this book, How to Find Your Latina Wife by Passport Paulie. So, link in bio. Click on the link, go to Amazon, buy the book. You'll love it. Trust me, you will not regret it. I had so much fun writing this book. You're going to have a lot of fun reading it. By the way, I'm thinking of starting to sell t-shirts and merch. Can I get a one in the chat if you guys would want to buy Passport Paulie merch? I honestly don't care about the shit that I sell. It could be a book, it could be a t-shirt, it could be anything. I don't give a shit. I just need to start selling some shit so I can start making some money from this channel. I sat down and I wrote a book because I thought the thing that people would want is like the lowdown, the information, all of it in one place, how to find a Latina wife. But if people don't want that and people want a t-shirt, like, I'd rather be in Colombia, Passport Paulie. If somebody wants that instead, I'm happy to deliver. I'm happy to oblige. I'm happy to give the people what they want. I just need to know what the people want. That's all I'm saying. Check out Villa Belgrano when you go to Cordoba. Super cool German style town. Awesome, man. Yeah, dude, I'm down. Yo, can I tell you something that actually kind of upset me, John? This be a little bit of a rant, but that's all I do. So I was thinking, I was like, yo, like Mendoza, Cordoba, we're just gonna go, we're gonna do like a 2-day trip from like Cordoba to Mendoza. I was like, how far is Cordoba to Mendoza? It's probably a few hours. A few hours. No, it's not. It's an 8-hour bus ride from one to the other. So that's a plane ride. I'm definitely taking a flight there. But we are going to spend some time in Mendoza. We're going to be so one of the benefits of this, this giveaway is that I will, show you around a city. But one of the benefits of me just being awesome, hopefully, is that when me and my wife go to Mendoza, that John is going to show the two of us around, and we're going to have like a delightful little trip through Mendoza. Oh wow, that's cheap. It's like $400, 2 tickets round trip. Yeah, we're definitely doing that, buddy. Australian is winning all day. I think this is for the cooking and screwing competition. That's not true at all. An Australian woman is not even coming close to an Italian woman in either of those categories. Come on, man. Don't even pretend. Good place in Costa Rica to visit. If you're looking for pay for play, go to Jaco. Jaco is basically like the Las Vegas of Costa Rica. If you're looking for a place to just chill and probably meet a lot of Western women, there's this beach town in Costa Rica called Santa Teresa that is one of my favorite places on earth. I really want to go back there. It's basically on the Pacific coast. What you do is you the way that I got there. What you could do is you can take a flight from San Jose to Tamarindo and then take a bus from Tamarindo down to Santa Teresa. It's like the way I could describe Santa Teresa is like, you know, that scene at the end of like an action movie, not every action movie, but like picture the scene at the end of an action movie where like the hero like goes off into the sunset, and like him and the woman and like the $1 million that he escaped with, they're both like on a beach, you know what I mean, just living their life happy, and like they like own a bar or something. Like I guess kind of like the Born Identity, that was kind of the end of it, you know. Then like the Born Supremacy, you found that he was on the beach and all that stuff. Like that scene, that is Santa Teresa. If you want to live that life of the guy who retired and like all that, you go to Santa Teresa. It is amazing. The book, Paul Sparks. Yeah, dude. So there's a book here, How to Find a Latina Wife. It's available on Amazon. Please purchase it. On Audible, it's not on Audible, dude. If it's funny, I'll buy 100%. Yeah, it's funny, dude. I don't know. I don't know if it's funny. You're the goat. Thanks, man. By the way, people think I'm the goat. How to Find Your Latina Wife, available right now on Amazon. What about Bali one-way ticket? So, Dre, you're starting to come up with some good ideas. Dre has finally cracked the code and he's coming up with some good ideas. I think Bali might be perfect for you, Dre, because Bali has a lot of Australians. Bali, I would argue, maybe unsuccessfully, but I would argue that Bali actually has a higher percentage of Australians than Australia. I don't know. But Australia right now is overrun with immigrants. Bali is not. Bali is overrun with immigrants from Australia. So you should definitely go to Bali. I think you'd like it. It's very cheap also. Bali, like the thing is, Bali has all of the problems that people say about Bali, and all of the criticisms of Bali are true. That being said, it is very cheap and very beautiful, and there's high quality in Bali. So I would recommend Bali 100%. Oh, the comment about buying was a response to the merch. Sorry, sorry, John. I go on these rants and I forget where I'm at. But yeah, awesome. We'll start doing merch then, man. Bali it is. Been there back in 2017. That almost sounds awesome. That almost sounds awesome, dude. I just did the pitch of a century for Bali. And you're saying almost sounds awesome? Come on, man. What do Australian girls even cook? That's the thing, is that like there aren't short flight, long bus. That's true. There aren't that many things that Australian girls cook. You guys are so obsessed with the accents. You guys are obsessed with the accents because you like so much. I don't want to be too mean to you guys. So much of your interactions with hot women is like in movies. And so you think accents matter. They really don't, I don't think. Especially if you're dating a girl for like a month. After a month, the accent doesn't matter. Trust me. It matters if she's a bitch or not. What do you think of Slavic girls? Speaking of women who become bitches, no, my whole family's Slavic, and I don't like Slavic girls. What do you think of Thailand or Bali for dates for a black guy or Sweden? You should go to Sweden, man. What would be a good city after living in Miami for 5 years? I don't know. Cartagena. We're just firing off answers. Did you find one? I'm guessing about my Latina wife. Yes, I did. I'm married to a Venezolana. I'm married to a Venezolana from Venezuela, and so that's my expertise. Sweden, Bali, an Islamic country. No, it's like a yeah, it's Hindu. Almost was a type. Yeah, my bad. Bali sounds great. Yeah, dude, I'm just giving you shit. I'm sure. Been to the Philippines. I have been to the Philippines. I hate the Philippines. Sorry, not sorry. I hate the Philippines. Here's my problem with the Philippines. So look, every culture has its positives and negatives, right? Like people like to pretend that culture doesn't exist. It exists. What you have to do in life is find out which positives you like and which negatives you don't care about. Which positives are important to you and which negatives aren't important to you. And that's how you find happiness in life. That's my opinion. That's how you find your perfect place. Find the place that has the good positives and you don't care about the negatives. Now, the thing about Latin America is that Latinos, look, I'm just going to say it, they're not very industrious. They don't really care about efficiency. That's just true. They're not very hard workers. However, Latinos care a lot about aesthetics, about pleasure, about enjoyment, right? So you're in Latin America, shit doesn't really work how it should be, but at least it's a beautiful, fun, enjoyable experience. Waiting for the train for 7 hours. Right? At least there's joy in that, right? Asia, on the other hand, Asia is very efficient. But the problem with Asia is that they don't understand aesthetics at all. For an Asian, from Asia, again, painting with a broad brush, they confuse beautiful with expensive. They don't understand that there is a separate thing called beauty that's not just expensive, right? If you go to a beautiful place that made to be beautiful in Asia, it is just expensive. It's not like there's no artistic quality to it. It doesn't really like that concept doesn't really match with them, right? The problem with the Philippines, in my opinion, is that they have the worst of both worlds. Is that they have the inefficiency of Latin America combined with the ugliness of poverty in Asia. And I just don't like it. Now, that being said, the nature is gorgeous. Naturally speaking, the nature is the one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth, I would argue. But you drive around the towns and it's just these shacks and it's just demoralizing to your soul for me. So there are people who like it. There are people who like it because they're just like, I like how they do not care. And that's nice. But like for me, you know, I care a little bit, and that's what Latina. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to try to catch up. I like Indonesia because it's so raw in some places. I honestly have only been to Bali. I spent 2 months in Bali. I love Bali, but I don't really know the rest of Indonesia. I should go back. But so my wife and I on our most recent Asia trip, the reason for the trip was that I want to move to Asia in like 3 to 4 years. And so I wanted her to see some Asian countries so that we could make an informed decision. It's not just me just telling her that this place is good. So we spent a month in Thailand, a month in Bali, a month in the Philippines, a week in Kuala Lumpur, a couple days in Singapore, a week in Vietnam, a week in Laos, and a month in South Korea. And we just wanted to see all those places. And so we didn't really explore Indonesia, but I can see it being beautiful because I really like Bali. Untouched nature, exactly. Montanita, Ecuador. Okay, I'll check that out. No hidden gems for cheap. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean a hidden gem for cheap? Um, British Columbia. No. Some tension at the Thailand Cambodia border. Yeah, there is. To be honest though, like I was in Thailand during the whole flare up, and like, you know, nothing, you didn't feel it at all, to be honest. All right, so they got orangutans. That's dope. Thailand is getting expensive. I think that people should not go to Thailand. Step one, learn Spanish. Step two, learn how to dance. Step three, be macho. Step four, be somewhat fit. This is all terrible advice, except for the learn Spanish part. That's good advice. The other parts are not good advice because, like, this is so. If you guys remember, for people who've been in this live the whole time, if you remember the pizza bagel thing that I was talking about earlier with the Italian women, right? The reason why Italian women were so into Jewish guys is because, yes, Italian men are incredible lovers, obviously, right? There's a reason why there's a term Italian stallion. But like Latino men, Italian men have a reputation for not being particularly industrious. If an Italian man is going to be rich, he's at the time in the 70s and 80s, he was probably in the mafia. So if you are rich, you're probably getting the alphabet boys banging down your door. Not only that, he's gonna be constantly cheating on you. So yeah, they went for Joseph Greenblatt, who wasn't as sexy, didn't know how to dance, wasn't macho, but was stable, was a lawyer. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing, is that, like, I think that people have this conception that in order to date a Latina, you need to be like a Latino. It's actually the opposite. Latinas are into Americans because you are the opposite of a Latino. The Latinas that are looking for Americans are looking for somebody who is the opposite of a Latino. The Latinas that are looking for Latinos, you are never going to compete with a Latino. You're never going to out Latino a Latino. Don't try. Don't try to out Latino a Latino. Don't try to out Chinese a Chinese person. Don't try to out Mongolian a Mongolian person. It's not going to happen. They were born in Latin America. You're just visiting. But you can get a Latina if you get the Latinas that are sick of Latinos. And guess who wrote a book on how to do that? Guess which person. It's gonna be really hard for you to guess. Guess which person wrote a book on how to find the Latinas that are sick of Latinos. I did. I'm the person. I don't know if you guys guessed it, but if you didn't guess it, I'm the person. It's on Amazon, Kindle. Go buy the book. I'm thinking about going to Medellin again next week. I don't know why people come to me with this. Don't go to Medellin. You should still learn Spanish. Yeah, I will give that. I will give that to him. You should learn Spanish. Does your wife have a kid? No. I mean, it's a joke, but rabble, rabble, rabble. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not trying to like bro. I mean, we're just talking shit here. I'm trying to give entertaining information. I don't hold anything against you for saying it, but I'm not even like attacking you. I'm just trying to give some content. Um, what's the origin of conflict? I don't know what that means. Where's Boston at right now? I'm in Asuncion, Paraguay. I like cow soy in their curries. Oh no, no, I'm not saying like you can find a lot of beautiful places in Asia that aren't expensive. Like most places in Asia aren't expensive. That's not what I meant. I meant more of like if you asked an Asian what's what's a beautiful handbag, they would say Gucci because you know what I mean. Like versus like if you asked a Latina, she would have like a beautiful handbag that's not Gucci. But like the fact that the handbag costs $5,000 for her, that's what makes it beautiful in Asia. You know what I mean? Like they're unable to see the difference between those things. We're safe for older guys to go. So I'm just gonna say this, man. Like anytime you have a question of where is a safe place to go, the answer is East Asia. That is always the answer to that question. If you're looking for a safe place to go, always go to Asia. Anyway, so you should still learn Spanish 100%. The reason why I want to learn Spanish is simple because if a woman speaks English, there's two reasons why. And for people who have been to all my other lives, I apologize for the repetition, but anyway, I covered this in how to find a Latina wife. But anyway, if a Latina learns English, there's two reasons why I'm just going to speed past this. Either A, she's very bougie, very rich. Her parents wanted her to learn English for a job, right? That means she's bougie, rich, you know, uh, knows American culture and is probably leftist, right? Or two, she learned English because she wants to scam Americans. So you should learn Spanish. Any Latina that you're looking to like have a long term relationship with, she should only speak Spanish, and you should learn Spanish. Is this satire? No, it's not satire. Thoughts on Sweden or Latvia? I don't really have any thoughts on either of them. I haven't been to either of them. Of how to find your American husband. I should write one of those for Latinas. I think that one might sell better. I think what I need to do is I think I need to find a bunch of like Latina putas and sell them the book on how to find your American husband. Why would you go to Latin America instead of finding a wife in America? That's a great question. And I honestly like I don't feel like going into all of it right now, but those are the first three chapters of my book, How to Find a Latina Wife. And if you don't feel like reading them, don't read them. Skip them. But the first three chapters, I talk about hoflation. I talk about the corrosive elements of American culture, how it's completely designed to destroy American relationships, and then I also talk about the thought curve, which is also important. I have to go to Paraguay eventually. Go quickly because it's not it's getting expensive. How good should your Spanish be for Latina? That is a great question, man. I'm a real big fan of that question. Thank you for that question. That's a good one. So your Spanish should be good enough that you use Google Translate a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you should be using when you first start dating a Latina, you should be using Google Translate maybe like 20, 25 times a day. So for any real statement or conversation you want to have, you can use Google Translate. But for like basics, you should be learning Spanish. You should be able to speak that Spanish. And then what will happen is over time, while speaking with her, you're going to learn it a lot better. But it doesn't have to be that great when you start. Advice like Cuban woman. I've never been with a Cuban woman, so I don't know. What is East Asia? East Asia is like China, South Korea, Japan. I consider Thailand. It's a weird thing. Okay, East Asia and Southeast Asia. The problem is that there's no like term that encompasses both of them. You know what I mean? So East Asia and Southeast Asia. That's what I'm talking about. In Spanish, I would have numbers. Can I still do the one-on-one tonight? John, I was here. Wait, by the way, is he you, John? Yo, so John, I have a so John and I were supposed to do a one-on-one at this exact time. And I was on the Google Meet and John didn't show up. I was literally on this Google Meet during this live. I was just like, I'm gonna put this Google Meet to the side and I'm just gonna continue the live. But John didn't show up. So I have a very strict policy that if you do not show up to the live to the consultation call, I'm not rescheduling. You lost the money. Because the way that I see it, if I put some time aside for you, I had to change my schedule for that. You know what I mean? Anyway, but John is a good dude. John has been following me from the get go. I think John was following me before I even had 1,000 followers. I'm not sure, but I think John is that much of an OG. John and John Calvin, both of them. So here's the thing, John. We can do it tomorrow if you want. As of now, I only have 15 minutes left because I need to because I'm like it's 9 p.m. right now and like you did miss it, but we can do it tomorrow same time if you want. No, no, dude, don't pay again, man. I wanted to do an hour long live anyway, so I'm not even upset about it. So don't worry, dude. Like we can do it same time tomorrow. Don't have to pay. I appreciate you know I appreciate how like John has been an incredible supporter. You don't want to only take 15, 20 minutes? All right, let's do that then. So John, why don't we do this? If your one-on-one will only take 15, 20 minutes, we'll stop this right now and we'll have our one-on-one right now. So do you want to hop into the Google Meet and we can do the one-on-one right now? Everywhere else, thanks so much for joining. I'm gonna be doing these every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys want to do so, literally, it's basically the Paul Lashinsky show every day, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And so, John, I'm on the Google Meet right now, John. So if you wanna hop on, let me know. And what day to day look like for you? I'm in Paraguay right now. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Time. All right. John said John said tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. So we have an extra 15 minutes together. Um, how much is a one-on-one? One-on-ones right now are 150. That's what I charge for them for an hour of my time, and we can talk about whatever you want during the one-on-one. Um, generally speaking, generally speaking, I have a very strict rule though that if you don't show up, you lose the time. But again, John has really been a fan for a long time. I'm thinking about going there first. I don't know a lot of Spanish. Like, are you thinking of going to Paraguay for your first country abroad? Is it for your first country in Latin America? Is that what you're saying? I mean, so Paraguay is 9 p.m. right now. Sorry, I missed a lot of questions, but would apps or Apple earbuds that translate Spanish be okay? No, dude. Like maybe at the beginning, but you should learn Spanish. I think that like the discomfort of not knowing stuff is gonna force you to learn Spanish, and that's a lot better because like you want to get into a place where you can just speak it. You know what I mean? Where to find a wife who cooks and stays humble? Um, Latin America. Find you a Latina wife. Um, I've been to Costa Rica one time, Hako. So I love Paraguay. There's all this work from the Chinese. I don't know, man, to be honest. Um, so I'll say this: if this is your first trip to Latin America, you should not go to Paraguay. That's just a bad idea. What I would recommend is talk to Colombian Odyssey. He's in the chat, and you know, like talk to him. He has a penthouse. He has a boat. You'll have a great time. You'll have a great time in Colombia with him. Paraguay is not the place to go for your second trip to Latin America. That's just a bad idea. Passport bro to Latin America, East Asia, or South Asia. Do they go to Africa as well? Um, no, but it's a very complicated reason why we don't go to Africa. No, they don't have a weird accent, really. Yeah, dude, Justin, I would recommend reaching out to Colombian Odyssey. He can really answer a lot of questions. But anyway, I will say I do kind of want to log off. I am kind of tired. I do want to spend some time with my wife. It's 9 p.m. So I really appreciate all of you joining. Reach out to Colombian Odyssey for the group trip. The group trip in in March is 1250 for 6 days. Oh, you're in Google Meet right now. All right, John, I'll join and jump you. I'll join you on the Google Meet right now, and we'll talk. Anyway, thanks for everyone for joining, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.